Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Basic Sports Network, November 6th, 2024. And ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful day. Today in our Boston studios. You know, it is, I swear, it's like 75 degrees outside. I'm going to check for you. 85 in Naples, we're not there. We're in Boston where it is 78 degrees in Boston. All right, let's get right to it. Everybody. This is the day after the election, and some people are saying they're going to leave the country, but I think those guys are just a bunch of blowhards. They will never leave. They got it too good here. They got everything too easy. I would pay for all these people to leave if they wanted to leave. All the people that said they would leave after Trump won. I don't get this fanaticism. I really don't. I'm going to tell you, I really don't get it because do they not think that the people who are on the other side feel the same way about them? Does anybody get this? You're not special, okay? All this demagoguery about this will be the last time you vote, and this, I have to move, and what is wrong with you people? He was here 4 years ago, and you didn't leave then, and nothing changed. So stop all the quackery and all the hyperbole and all the fear mongering. Start working together as Americans. Americans first. That's right, Americans first. Save your country, or there won't be a country to save. There won't be in America. Believe me, this is a experiment that is currently working. But if you don't work to keep the experiment working, it will be gone, and then you won't have anything, and there'll be no place for anybody to even migrate to. So get over yourselves. Start working together. And that's my opening salvo, if you will. That's as far as I'm going politically. Start working together, okay? Let's open up with a prayer. And my prayer will be, Lord, help us. Help us to realize that we are all in this together. And that goes for a lot of Black people who said that, they were going to leave the country, but ain't going nowhere. Made a whole lot of hyperbole like Oprah, saying this will be the last time I might have the opportunity to vote. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, God help us. Let's get rid of this resentment and stop the fear mongering. Stop the fear mongering among races, so-called races, because we're all the human race. That's what we are. We're no better than anyone else. That's right, Black people. We have rapists and killers and murderers in the Black race, just like you have in the white race, just like you have in the Asian race, just like you have in the Hispanic race, if that is a race. What I'm trying to say is you good people have to start learning to stick together. That's the whole point of this thing. Bad people stick together. Good people, you fragment yourself in between all kinds of craziness, resentment, envy, gluttony, greed, sloth, lust, anger slash resentment, judgment slash pride. You keep separating yourselves, good people. Stop doing it. Start banding together. Christians, start banding together against the people who want to do evil to you. Want to, yeah, that's what we have prisons for. And that's my prayer. Lord Jesus, Lord God, Lord Holy Spirit, help us to get over ourselves and start becoming Christians, working together under the goal of God. Amen. All right, let's start off with birthdays. Yes, birthdays. This is a heavy one for me. This is a really heavy one for me because this guy just passed away and he was so much fun. This guy was a joy to watch. He was a joy to listen to, and you can hear the crack in my voice as I start to talk about him. There he is, William Theodore Walton, also known as Bill Walton. Bill Walton was born and raised in La Mesa, California. He won three consecutive National College Player of the Year awards, 1972 to 1974, while leading UCLA to NCAA championships in 1972 and 1973, and an 88 game winning streak. After being selected as the first overall pick in the 1974 NBA draft, Walton led the Portland Trailblazers to the team's first NBA championship in 1977, earning the NBA Finals Most Valuable Players Award. The following season, Walton was the most valuable player. That's in 1978. The following season, in 1978, he was the NBA's most valuable player. But his professional career was significantly hampered by foot injuries that required numerous surgeries. Walton underwent 37 orthopedic surgeries in his lifetime. He only played 468 games out of the 1,148 regular season games across his 14-year NBA career. And Walton ended his career winning an NBA championship with the Boston Celtics in 1986 before fittingly injuring himself the following year and retiring from the game. Happy posthumous birthday to Mr. William Theodore Walton. His birthday is November 5th. November 5th. November 5th. He uh, sadly died early this year, May 27th, 2024. And he was a joy for all of us who were able to participate in watching Bill Walton all the way to when he was with the Trailblazers, and eventually he ended up on the Boston Celtics. He was one of the more dynamic players. Um, they beat they beat my Philadelphia 76ers with Dr. J and George McGinnis and um, Bobby Jones. Bobby Jones and Doug Collins was on Carwell Jones. They beat my 76ers. I think it was 1978. Yeah, it was 1978 that they beat them. Dr. J has one of the more iconic dunks over Walton. But Walton, with his playmaking, his quick outlets, his rebounding, and his shooting, dominated the game. Happy birthday. Happy posthumous birthday to you, Bill. Thanks for the memories. Next up, we have another guy, Tom Sanders, another Boston Celtics. Just can't get enough of those Boston Celtics. And we're going to talk about them right after this, too. Yes, the Boston Celtics, Tom Sanders. Let me get him up here for you. His birthday would be tomorrow. No, 2 days from now, on November 8th. So on November 8th, Tom Sanders' birthday will have arrived, and he is still here with us. Born in New York City. That's right. He was born in New York City. How many people can say that? Well, a couple of million, right? On November 8th, 1938, he spent all of his 13 years in the National Basketball Association with the Boston Celtics. He scored a career high 30 points to go along with 26 rebounds in a win over the Syracuse Nationals on March 13th, 1962. He was part of the 8 championship teams from 1961 through 1966, 1968, and 1969. In NBA history, only teammates Bill Russell and Sam Jones have won more championship rings during their playing careers than Thomas, Ernest, Satch, Sanders. The other ones who have won it there are three other ones. John Havlicek, Tom Heisen, and Casey Jones also have won 8 championship rings. Following his playing career, Sanders became the basketball head coach at Harvard University, a position he held until 1977. Then he became the head coach of the Boston Celtics in 1978. He took over for former teammate Tommy Heinsohn, who had won a couple of championships in 1974 and 76. Sanders returned the following season, but after a 2-12 record, he was replaced by Dave Cowens in 1979. Dave only held that position a year before he said that was enough for me. But Thomas Satch Sanders. I, you know, there were a lot of pictures, and I want you to guys to go back and look at some of the pictures of Satch Sanders without when he's on the court. I'm not too sure they had contacts the way they have contacts now, and he always looks like he's a little bit lost because when he was not wearing glasses, he had some pretty thick glasses. He had really bad eyesight. I'm surprised that he was able to shoot the ball at all. Not that I thought he was a good shooter, because watching film, he was not a great shooter. He had this funny step forward, two hand shot. Don't ask me how he did it, and it didn't look pretty, and it didn't go in uh, very often. But these are the things that happen, and we're going to pivot off that to the Boston Celtics. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and let's just get started. So, good morning. It's been a great morning, and I forgot to introduce this is the Amazing Grace Sports Network. Good morning to Afghanistan, Algeria, Andorra, Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Argentina, Armenia, Australia, Austria, and Azerbaijan. We're doing the A's. There are 145 countries. We took care of the A's today. So if you are listening from one of those countries, hello. And before I get into the Celtics, I got to talk about the Patriots first, because the Patriots, they're the gift that keeps on giving. And you know what? I feel bad now, because at one time I said I wanted Bill Belichick gone. I don't care. It can't be any worse than what it was. Wrong. I was wrong. Be careful of what you ask for, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, be careful of what you ask for, because I asked for Bill Belichick to be gone, and now I miss the guy so much. Not his personality, but his ability to coach a team. And I must admit, he did look like he kind of lost his fastball and didn't know where his curveball was the last 2 or 3 years. But I think his ego got in the way more than anything else. Now that he's been away from the game, he looks fantastic out there, giving uh, you know spot on analysis of things that are happening in the game, on the team, between the coaches and special teams, offense, defense. This guy's spot on with most of his observations. So Bill Belichick, let's just say, you know, you are missed. Now, now that I got that out the way, at the halfway point of the season, the New England Patriots are 2-7 and are in serious contention. They are in serious contention for the worst record in the NFL. But it's going to be rough. Let's just get right down to it. It's going to be a tough fight to win the toilet bowl, and they have some pretty stiff competition. They are currently tied at the bottom with six other teams. I believe it's only five other teams. So let's just keep going with this. The Carolina Panthers, the Cleveland Browns, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New Orleans Saints, and the New York Giants. That's only five teams. All six of these teams, which includes the Patriots, have proven that they have what it takes to lose, and to lose consistently. So the big prize of the number one draft pick in the NFL is up for grabs. I don't know if the Patriots really have it, if they really have what it takes to win in the losing game, because Robert Kraft's ego is pretty large, and Gerard Mayo's pride, well, it's pretty wide. Um, and more than likely, those two things are going to get in the way of them having enough lowness in them, enough I don't care, devil may care attitude to go for the big prize of having the worst record in the league. My guess, if I had to pick a team that could go that low, it'd be the New York Giants. Yes, the Giants. I've never met, no, I'm just kidding. There's a little angst there because of the Giants beating the Patriots in two of the Super Bowls. But the Giants, but okay, let's just say New York. New York. Um, yeah, there's not a more depraved city in the world. Isn't that where P. Diddy stays? Yeah, he had a mansion in New York, among other places. So yeah, New York, New York. I give it to the New York Giants. Now let's move on to the Golden State. I mean, to the Boston Celtics, because the Boston Celtics are going to play the Golden State Warriors tonight. Yes, I want to show you guys something. Well, I won't be able to show you, so I'll be able to tell you. These are the games tonight in the NBA. You have the Pistons versus the Hornets. Okay, and you can get tickets to that one in Charlotte for $7. Anybody, please come. Anybody is what they're saying. They have the Magic at the Pacers, and you can get tickets to that for as low as $7, 5 to 7. Who says the NBA is doing great? I mean, Adam Silver. It's a clown show, and most people are just watching on television. They wouldn't even spend the money to go see it. $5, $7. Let's go to the Spurs. The Spurs are at the Rockets, and you can get tickets as low as $6 for that one. So 5, 6, and 7. Houston. I'm scared to go. Keep going. Is it going to drop even further? You got the Lakers at the Grizzlies. Lakers at the Grizzlies in Memphis. Oh, okay. You can get tickets for as low as $26. You have to upgrade your status of yourself and think, yeah, I'm worth $26 to go spend. Anybody can get this. What's going on here? Then we have the Bulls going to the Mavericks. Tickets as low as $19 in Dallas. Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, $19 will get you in to see those three superstars of the NBA. The Thuggers. The Thunder, the Oklahoma City Thunder are traveling to the Denver Nuggets. So the Thuggets. The Thunder are going into Denver, and you can get tickets there for as low as $9. No, I'm serious. I'm totally serious. The Heat traveling to the Suns. You can get tickets there for as low as $11. Believe me now, this is just the bottom. You can keep going up, but you can get in the door for $11. And then you have the 76ers to the Clippers. You can get tickets for as low as $30. And the Raptors are visiting the Sacramento Kings, $22 there. And then let's just go to the Celtics, the reunion or the brouhaha that's happening because of the Golden State Warriors coming into Boston. The lowest seat you can get there is going to cost you $100. Why? Why? Well, let's just see. Ladies and gentlemen, could it be because of the reunion between Jason Tatum and Steve Kerr? Jason Tatum, the Boston player who's all pro and all this and all that in the Eastern Conference. He's the top Eastern player, Eastern Conference player. Um, MVP of the All Star game 2 years ago, has the most points ever scored in the All Star game. Uh, he was in the on the Olympic team, and he was benched. He was benched for Halliburton, and he was benched for Kevin Durant, and you know, um, Stone Cold Hands LeBron James doesn't play a lick of defense, and we're going to get into that too. But yeah, he was benched for Joel Embiid, who can't even get on the court because his knees are so bad. I can't make this up. But anyway, Steve Kerr is the coach of the Golden State Warriors, and they are making a trip into Boston. And because of this tension, that Joe Mazzulla, the head coach of the Boston Celtics, had to fly out to go to France and talk with Jason Tatum. I guess him to stay on the team or whatever was going. He had to talk with had to talk with him because he felt so badly about being benched for guys that he could beat with his left hand. But that's what happened. Anyway, people can't wait to see those Steve Kerr and Jason Tatum rekindle the lovely, wonderful relationship that they had over in Paris, France. And so I believe that's why the tickets are going to be high. I believe that after Steve Kerr is introduced, there is going to be a lot of booing in the Boston Garden. Now, for everybody who always says Boston is racist, racist. I want you to know that Steve Kerr is white, and he's going to get booed lustily. Booed, maybe even booed longer and harder than Kyrie Irving was booed, who gave the finger to the crowd, and nobody held him accountable. Terrible, disgusting act, Kyrie. Terrible and disgusting. Immature. And you deserved all that booing and more. Because you were a terrible Celtic and a terrible teammate. Nobody was sad to see you go. Even though management wants you to stay, nobody was sad to see you leave here. Thank you very much. We're glad you're gone. But I'm going to be on my television set booing too. Yes, I'm going to boo Steve Kerr because he's a boob. He deserves to be booed long and hard. I only hope that the Celtics are up by 30 by halftime so I can turn it off and go to sleep, get my nice early bedtime nap. Let's move on. What are we talking about here? We're talking about LeBron James. Yes, stone cold hands LeBron James and the Los Angeles Fakers. I mean Lakers. Yes. The Lakers are 4-3 right now, and they're right where they are supposed to be, hovering around 500. And they've lost three of the last four, but they don't care about winning. I mean, everybody knows the Lakers do not care about winning. Uh, I, you know, there was a, they. Let's just get to it. They played Detroit 2 nights ago, and they got handled pretty easy. And um, the Detroit Pistons, yeah, the Detroit Pistons, who had the worst record in the league last year, and have had the worst record in the league over the last 3 years, whipped up on the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, whipped up on them, slayed the hammer down. Uh, it was a block party. LeBron was getting blocked. Everybody on the team was getting their shot blocked. LeBron got it blocked a couple of times, and well, by Isaiah Stewart. You know, the guy that LeBron elbowed in the head off the foul line and cut him and never was assessed a foul, not even a double technical. As a matter of fact, I remember watching the refs calling the NBA office asking if they had permission to even warn him whether they not to do it again, LeBron. Yeah, that guy. But I think we got something on that. And I want you to watch something here. Um, Watch what happens when LeBron. Watch what happens when LeBron takes the ball to the hoop and okay, he does his usual flop, but watch him try to extend his hand out there like he thought Isaiah Stewart was going to help him up.
Lead. Jackson bumps on him, turns baseline, gets to the basket, blocked by Isaiah Stewart. You say, did you see that play? And J.B. Bickerstaff is going to challenge that call. But the Pistons' doctor of defense, Isaiah Stewart.
First of all, he goes straight up. He goes straight up. His verticality was there.
After a review, the defender jumps towards the offensive player and makes contact with the ball, and then marginal contact with the body. The challenge is successful. There is no foul.
Yeah. LeBron's reaching out to his hand like Isaiah Stewart was going to help him, but Isaiah just would put his hand right up, like, "No, dude, there's no way I'm helping you up." And then LeBron tried to sneakily trip him. You know, they just scoot forward and trip the guy, of course. And there's no repercussions because there's no party like a Diddy party, right, LeBron? No party like a Diddy party. You did go to a couple of Diddy's parties, didn't you? As a married man. But I digress. What I would like to say is, after the foul was overturned, that was the beginning of the end for LeBron and the Bronny and Lakefront bunch. It's just really LeBron and Bronny and whoever else they throw out there. You know, they really don't care about them. It's not about that. It's about LeBron, Mr. Egotistical, narcissistic. Everybody look at me. Everybody look at me. Oh, wait a minute. You're not looking at me? Let me get my son over here. Then maybe you'll look at me then. Because see, my son's with me. Isn't that a great thing? My son's in the NBA. Right in the bench, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, it's a joke. But LeBron doesn't care. He doesn't mind using the son as a prop. And all the people that are supposed to be leaders who stand up for morality and what's right, they're nowhere to be seen. Just little old me and you. here to say, LeBron, that's not the thing to do. Okay. Now that we got that out the way, um, there's something to discuss here. My picks from last week. You see, I went 13-2 or 12-2. I think it's 12-2. Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. Houston, yeah, beat New York. So that was right on that. So we can count that. That would be 13-2 because I had that right, and I had the last one right. Want to go through it really quickly? I'll go through it really quick with you. Dallas, I picked Atlanta, and yeah, Atlanta won. So I have Houston, Atlanta winning. The third game was Miami traveling to Buffalo. I picked Buffalo. That was an easy one. Las Vegas went to Cincinnati. I got that one right. Los Angeles Chargers traveled to Cleveland. Who didn't get that one right? I got that right. I picked Cleveland. New England went to Tennessee. Some people actually picked New England to win. I didn't. I picked Tennessee, and I was right. Washington traveled to the New York Giants. I picked Washington, and of course, I was right. New Orleans traveled to Carolina. Now, this one I was wrong. Who would have saw this coming? But it happened. Yeah, Carolina beat New Orleans. So I had one wrong there. Denver traveled to Baltimore. I picked Baltimore after losing last week to Cleveland. You know they were going to beat Denver, and they did. They beat them badly. Jacksonville traveled to Philadelphia. I picked Philadelphia. Chicago went to Arizona. I picked Arizona. Detroit went into Green Bay. Now, this is where I got a little cocky. Figuring that Green Bay is at home. And you know what? It was just a dumb pick. Actually, when I look at it, no, I didn't. Seems like I picked Detroit. Well, as we're going down the line, I had more wins than losses. So 12-2, 13-2, however you want to call it. 12. You can make it 13-2. I only had 2 losses. And I was cleaning house. Now, I'm going to do the same thing I did last week, which is I didn't have time. You know, this one-man show thing takes up a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of time and a lot of energy. I have not had time to review these picks. I will be picking them off the cuff, as I did last week. Hopefully, I will go. Let's see, are there any buys? There's one buy. So hopefully, I will go 15-0. 15-0, based upon my acumen, my prognostication of the future, like Edgar Casey and Notre Dame and Leonardo da Vinci and me, Clay Morris. Let's go to it. Let's have a good time. Cincinnati is traveling to Baltimore. Now, this is a divisional game, and it could be tough. And Cincinnati could sneak up on it because Cincinnati has a terribly losing record. But they're playing in Baltimore. That's tomorrow. This is tomorrow. I am going to give it to Baltimore. Let's just go with it. Why make any, we don't have to prolong this. We can just get right to it. I don't have to keep talking about it. Lamar Jackson might be hurt. Derrick Henry might have chipped a nail. Nope. We're going right with it. Baltimore. Check. New York. The New York Giants are traveling. Oh my gosh. The New York Giants are traveling to Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers. Now, Carolina, they won last week. And that should be enough for them for a couple of months. I'm going with New York. New York is traveling. The New England Patriots are traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. And tickets this is a whole lot different than the NBA. You can get tickets there for as low as $178. The Bears are selling out. I'm going with the Bears. Buffalo is traveling to Indianapolis. And this hurts so much because I'm a Joe Flacco guy. And he had to go to Minnesota last week. That was my other loss. He lost in Minnesota. And I want him to win so badly that it's almost like a sentimental pick. I really want to go with Joe. I'm going to go with Joe. And I made a video saying, say it ain't so, Joe. And I might be making the same video again saying, say it ain't so, Joe, again. But that would be my fault. Fool me once, shame on you. You fool me twice, shame on me. But I'm going with Joe. Denver is traveling to Kansas City. I'm giving that to Kansas City. Atlanta is traveling to New Orleans. I'm giving that to Atlanta. San Francisco is traveling to Tampa Bay. Poor Tampa Bay. They can't catch a break. Evans is gone. Godson is out. Godwin is out. Yeah, so the two top receivers are out. Then the guy that they had, McMillan, who was supposed to come in and pick up the slack, he went out. So they went past their first string. They went past their second string. They're now down to the third string um, wide receivers. I'm going with San Francisco. Pittsburgh is traveling to Washington. What do you think? What do you think? Pittsburgh went out and got a receiver. Why? Russell Wilson can't hit him. What are you going to do? Okay. I won't belabor the point. I'm going with Washington. Minnesota's traveling to Jacksonville. I'm going with Minnesota. Tennessee. Tennessee is traveling to the Los Angeles Chargers. Tennessee will not win that game. I'm going with the Chargers. Philadelphia is traveling to Dallas. Dallas is already waving the white flag of surrender. Yeah, we're done. We're done. Dak Prescott's out. They might start winning now, like they did last time when they put Cooper. They put the Cooper guy in, and they started winning. And then when Dak came back, they gave him his job back, and of course he choked in the playoffs, as he usually does when they could have kept Cooper in there and maybe gone even one more game in the playoffs at that time. But Dallas, Philadelphia. It's going to be a divisional game, so it's going to be played tough. But I expect Philadelphia to win. The New York Jets are traveling to Arizona. Now this is surprising. Arizona is really, really, really doing it well. The Jets, they have everybody they need to have in order to win, but can they win? This is a tough decision. Arizona won last week. They're feeling themselves. Can they continue it? I expect a letdown. I'm going with the Jets. Denver is traveling to Houston. No, Detroit. Denver's playing twice. Detroit is traveling to Houston. So you got the Detroit Lions taking on the Houston Texans. Lions versus Texans. I'm going with the Lions every time. It depends on how many, whether the Texans have a 6-shooter or an elephant gun. If they don't have an elephant gun, I'm going with the Lions. And then Miami is traveling to the Los Angeles, all the way across country to take on the Rams, who are getting healthy. I am going with the Rams. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we go 15-0. That's if Joe Flacco cooperates along with my man, Aaron Rodgers, who is not my man. I think he's one of the greediest football players there ever was. Some people will call that business smarts. The same way they label what LeBron James is business smarts. I just label it as greedy, selfish, and individualistic. I'm feeling it today, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it for today. So, quick, fast, and in a hurry. We're in and out. Enjoy the post-election day. Hopefully you can let all this go and start enjoying yourselves. Come on, America. This is the promise of this country, for all of us to work together. Let's get it done. So, I end this with our bumping music on the way out. Is that working? Can you guys hear that? Good stuff, huh? No, I don't see that. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Enjoy yourselves. Be good. Be good to one another. Try to love one another. Jesus saves.